Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today checking out some local craft beer from Bad Seed Brewing that I actually got from Father from Bad Seed. He was kind enough to pass these cans on to me. He's been doing a lot of releases out there in Gudumholm, very close to where I live in Aalborg, and they're actually getting a canning line out there very soon, which is really cool. These are not from their own canning line. I think these are from the what's it called? Canman canning line that, Canman Swedish company travels around Sweden and also Denmark to do like mobile canning for breweries. It's a very big thing, and I think it's a very cool thing. They also recently did started distilling at Bad Seed. They've been doing it for a while or at the location, but they started a company called Fennec Spirits where they do different spirits. So far, they've just released three products. They've done 2 gins and an aquavit. But we're checking out some hoppy beers today. We're checking out some West Coast IPA and some New England IPA. We're checking out the Gold Rush West Coast IPA and Mutiny, a double New England IPA. So I think we'll start with West Coast IPA, which will be fun to try. As you know, I love me some good West Coast IPA. So Gold Rush here is a West Coast IPA hopped with Simcoe, Mosaic, Citra, Chinook, and Columbus on 6.5%. So quite classic hops, but also some more, popular and modern ones. And again, with a lot of old school West Coast IPAs, like the hop bills are pretty huge. There's a lot of different hops in them compared to a lot of New England's. It seems like often with those it's like 1, 2, 3 different hops. Often not much more than 3 or 4. But back in the day, like some of the hop bills with different hops in West Coast IPA were huge. But we got it poured here, and it looks very nice in the glass. A little bit of chill haze, but it looks like a very nice, kind of clear, hazy, golden orange color. More like slightly copper maybe. It looks a bit darker on camera, but it looks like dead on what I remember from some of the old school West Coast IPAs. And his West Coast IPAs I got to try, which was called OK Boomer, was really nice. So I'm hoping this will be as well. So yeah, let's check out the aroma. Yeah, it smells quite nice. The fun thing is, I just had some West Coast IPAs earlier today, and this reminds me of the old school stuff, like the Firestone stuff. Maybe not as vibrant and as like clean, but it's the same kind of hop character. Very like orangey and sweet citrusy, and also pithy. It has a little bit of a tropical vibe too, I think, and I can definitely see like a berry type note, like a little bit of a sweet tropical vibe. But like really like also like more candied actually than those. Like that candied orange like citrus thing. Candied citrus peels. Bit of pine. Also a bit more sweet malt maybe. Also a little bit perfumey, but it smells very nice. It smells like a nice West Coast IPA. I got a bit of like breadiness on that whiff there. But let's give it a taste, guys. Cheers. Thanks for flying for the beers. A bit more malt than I expected, to be honest. But still, classic West Coast vibe, but not as fruity as on the aroma. I think the aroma indicated like a bit more of a like a orangey, citrusy vibe. It's very nice though. But I just had some examples of like West Coast IPAs that were like very like well done, even though they're like some of them old school. It still tastes nice, but it's not exactly up on the same level as those. I think those were like a bit more clean and distinct in hop flavor. This is a bit more, it's a bit maybe even more old school. It's a bit more like piney and resiny and pithy. The others were a bit more bright. Maybe not bright, but a bit more like juicy-esque, which is what I really loved about like some of the old school West Coasters. It still has some of that, but it's more like piney, slightly earthy and resiny than I expected. But it does have a good kick of sweet citrus, that for sure. But it's like this candied citrus thing for me. I don't know what the ABVs is, but it's got a nice, decent bitterness. Like again, like herbal kind of bitterness. I don't want to say like chewing on hops because it clearly isn't, but it has like a slightly herbal bitterness. Yeah, and then like a like sweet malt, slightly kind of toasty malt presence on it too. I wish it had a bit more like like just really fruity hop character like in those I just had. Maybe I should have had this one first because those were from the West Coast, but you know they were from breweries that are quite known for making these beers. But I still think it's quite good. It's not like mind blowing West Coast IPA, but it is to style, but towards the like piney, resiny, and then like a candied citrusy type flavors, at least to me. But it looks nice in the glass. Very nice hazy orange color. Great color for the style. It's it looks fantastic. Nice white head on it. Let's check out the aroma. Yeah, definitely more aromatic on the brighter and tropical things and just fruitiness than the West Coaster. Even though it's a West Coaster, not all West Coasters are really fruity, but this has much more like passion fruit and pineapple. I think it has a decent amount of a malt backbone to it as well. Nothing crazy, but it has the same kind of like it's like slightly biscuity, bready malt backbone, maybe slightly toasty. And then again, like for me, hops like there's some tropical fruitiness, like mango, kind of sweet tropical fruit, but a little bit of brightness too, and also a lot of sweet citrus. Yeah, 8%. You don't smell it at all, and it's dank, but it's not like crazy dank. I think the sweetness of everything is like balancing out the dankness quite well. But it smells very good. I can see why people are saying this might smell like or be one of his best IPAs so far. It smells quite good. Let's try it. Cheers. Oh yeah, very punchy compared to. It's fun. It's a double IPA. It's a single IPA, but totally different ballparks. Like in terms of like style, it's crazy how different actual West Coast IPA and New England IPA are. It's got a lot of like sweeter kind of like mango flavor, a little bit of dankness, sweet orange, and like also like sweet citrus. Vic Secret plays in with a little bit of a brightness, like almost like a sharp bright pineapple or like kiwi or something like that. I think it's really well. It's not cloying for 8%. It's not like boozy or anything. Nice little bit of dankness to cut some of the sweetness too. And then like pineapple. I think it's a very good mix of like overripe, juicy, tropical kind of fruit vibes. I think it's definitely also his most like yeast forward IPA I've had so far. There's lots of esters, like overripe esters, but they're balanced by a good amount of like bright hoppiness. So as I said, like there's the bright pineapple. There's like a little bit of like the kind of like dankness to cut it too, but most like bright pineapple and like that kind of like kiwi-esque note. But I think a big thing like it's a very like juicy, sweet tropical fruit and sweet citrus oriented. Otherwise, double IPA. I definitely prefer this one of the two, but it's just like so much more intense on the flavor in terms of like juiciness and freshness and everything. I like West Coast IPAs to be a bit more on the fruity side than this one. Like this one is still nice, but it's just I would like a bit more like intense fruitiness. Even though it's got a little bit of it in terms of like candied citrus, but I would just like more like fresh citrus or maybe some tropical vibes or whatever, but and less of like the earthy and resiny and piney flavors. But it's still quite nice. But it's just also, I just had some like pretty benchmark examples, but I still think it's good stuff. But this is really good. Mutiny is very nice. I guess I would agree this is one of his best IPAs so far. Not too sweet, not too cloying. Still has a little bit of a malt flavor too. Like it's a similar type of malt presence, like this slightly like toasty, slightly grainy like malt profile. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit. But yeah, they're nice IPAs. But this one is quite nice. Again, like a good mix of overripe and a good mix of brightness, which is very nice. That's what I want usually in New England IPAs. It's not like completely mind blowing, but it's just like very, 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 very well done New England double IPA. So that I'm thinking like 92 on this one or something like that. It's very good. Again, probably one of the better double IPAs or New England IPAs he's done so far. As for the West Coaster, I'm going to go like an 88, 87. It's quite nice, but I just, like the examples I just had, just hit it right on the, like, dead on style-wise, exactly the flavors I prefer. And this one is just like a bit more to that like resiny, piney, earthy side, but it's still nice. So, yeah, nice stuff. Thanks for the beers, Frolic. But if you guys get a chance to seek this one out or find it, I think you should get it right now. It is tasting very good. It's quite fresh still, but you need to get on it while it's still out and still fresh. So Mutiny, very good stuff. If you guys had a chance to try any of these, let me know what you thought of them. Thanks a ton again to Flight for the Beers. Again, Mutiny, I think that's probably, as people have said, it's one of his best double IPAs, or IPAs so far, at least in the hazy game. So if you had it, and if you agree, let me know. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about beer. And I'm going to say cheers or beer reviews. And see you guys in another beer review.